Welcome to the Sing Confidently, Live Creatively podcast, a show to help you build confidence as you start singing, acting, dancing, and being creative again. Hi, I'm Estelle. I'm a singer, actor, performer, and a beginner voice coach who knows how it feels to want to use your God-given creative gifts, but you stay stuck in fear and doubt. The solution is to start building confidence. You have gifts that you need to grow and use and share, and the world is waiting for you. I want to be there with you to help you do that. It's time to live creatively. So without further ado, let's begin. I'm very, very excited to talk, especially today, about the fact that I have a workshop coming up. It's a free virtual workshop that's coming up, and we're going to be talking all about singing and building confidence in our voices, raising our voices, using our creative gifts, building confidence in ourselves as singers, and not letting fear or doubt stop us from starting to use our voices, from expressing ourselves creatively, and from living with confidence, right? And so I have like a lot of things that I definitely will want to go into. One thing that I saw on the form for this workshop, right? There's an interest form for the workshop. If you're curious about the singing workshop, it's a free virtual workshop coming up. And if you are interested, you can like put a heart in the chat or put a heart in the comments or whatever. Hi. You can put a heart in the comments or in the chat, and I'll be able to send you the interest form. I'll DM it to you later. But yes, if you go to the interest form, it's a quick, less than a minute interest form. It literally is going to be such a quick form for you to fill out. And what you're going to see on the interest form is there's going to be a place for you to do ask a question. So like a Q&A spot, if you will. I'm already starting to see responses from you guys. I'm already starting to see you guys asking questions, which is amazing. And some of the questions, there are getting to be, a few. So I don't know if I'll be able to answer all of them in the workshop in the Q&A section. But I thought I'd pop on here at least once a week in the coming weeks to try to answer some of the questions and hint at some of these concepts about singing that you guys have questions about. And a lot of the questions that I see over and over again have to do with confidence, right? And your authentic voice, right? And so one question has to do with how to, feel confident in your voice and to feel confident when you're singing, right? And let me start with the most simple, I'm going to break this down in the free workshop that's coming up. Free virtual workshop, okay? Put a heart in the chat below or in the comments below if you're watching the replay. If you're listening on the podcast, make sure that you DM me on Instagram and I will send you the interest form myself, or it's definitely going to be in the show notes. So go ahead and fill that out. Okay, but one of the first things I'm going to be talking about is knowing your voice, okay? I'm going to break down kind of like the framework that I use and that I have in mind when it comes to singing with confidence that I've kind of come up with based on my own experience as a singer and what I've seen in coaching people as well in voice lessons. So the first thing is to know your voice, okay? When you are wanting to sing with confidence, right? You want to be a confident person. You want to be a confident singer because you don't want to just go to an audition, or you're aspiring to be an actor, you're aspiring to be this performer, and you still have this level of discomfort when it comes to your voice, when it comes to expressing yourself through music, and in any way, because you use your voice not just for singing but for speaking, right? And so you want to have that confidence in your voice, right? And the first thing is to really get to know your voice. That's the first step to developing your voice, I would say. And growing up in choir, if you did choir, you definitely know you're gonna do warm-ups before you start singing, right? You're gonna do sorry guys, I'm moving my camera. You're going to do warm-ups before you start singing, right? You're going to kind of focus on breath support and stuff, right? Like that before you start singing. That's it, right? Knowing the basics of singing, knowing your voice through warm-ups and exercises really helps you to get to know your voice and let your authentic voice come out a little bit. Because there's no need to be shy during warm-up. There's no need to have your voice be perfect when you're warming up. It won't be. So just like let that fly out the window. And just let that be a time and a space for you to get to know your voice and get a feel for how is your voice doing that day, right? So warm-ups and exercises are great for that. Also, just like understanding the basics of singing, that's part of knowing your voice, right? Understanding the basics of good singing so that you can place your voice and yourself in the best position that you can in order to have the best sound that you can at that moment. So that's like knowing vocal anatomy, like understanding how your vocal folds work, right? That's posture, that's breath management, breath support, like understanding how to take a low breath, a singer's breath, right? What does that even mean? What does that mean? Debunking the myth of breathing from your diaphragm, right? Things like that. Like if that's like over your head, don't worry, we'll break it down in the workshop. Okay, make sure you put that heart there so I can send you a DM with the interest form, or you can go to the link in my bio. You can go to the link in the show notes if you're listening to this on the podcast, because you definitely are going to want to be in the workshop. Okay. And so in addition to that, like even like matching pitch, like the basics of singing, how to hear a tone, right? I use my ukulele now, right? Hearing the tone and matching the pitch. La, right? That is just the basics of singing, getting that down and knowing your voice, having that level of like certainty that I know when I hear this pitch, I know when I'm singing, right? Because I know my voice, I trust my voice. It's so, so important. And I love vocal warm-ups for that. I think vocal warm-ups are a great way to really get started, like getting a feel. I mean, it's like the way to get started when you're doing vocal practice or singing or anything. You have to start with a warm-up, right? Your vocal cords are a part of your body. You have different muscles that you're using in order to sing. And just like any athlete, you're going to make sure you warm up those muscles before you utilize them, especially when you're going to be using them for a long period of time, right? If you're singing in an audition or in a show, right? Definitely in a show and whatnot. So yeah, knowing your voice, getting to know your voice. It's like the first thing that we're going to break down in the workshop. And I'm so, so excited for it. I think it's going to be great. And I really want to provide a free resources also, because I'm just like, I want to give as much as I can to you guys to help support you, to help you realize that you can start singing confidently. You can get back to singing and express yourself creatively through singing. It's possible. And I want to do as much as I can to provide that for you, even before you take a voice lesson with me, but you should. Why not come on over, right? It's fun. But even if you listen to my podcast, Sing Confidently, Live Creatively, and if you're going to be in the workshop that's coming up, definitely like these are free resources. Take advantage of them, right? Take advantage of them. Invest that time in yourself, because time is worth way more than your money. Okay, your time is very, very important. So use the time that you have, like to listen to the podcast, to come to the workshop. And the other free resource I really wanted to provide is just some vocal warm-ups that anyone can do. I had a TikTok where I broke down these warm-ups. Actually, I think it was 5 vocal warm-ups that anyone can do anytime. And I didn't even go through all of them, but people love them even to this day. I posted this like months ago. And to this day, I still like almost every day, someone is saving it, someone is saving it, someone is saving it. So I really think you guys like this. Also, I posted 5 minutes vocal warm-ups in under 5 minutes, I think, on my podcast, a previous episode on my podcast. So scroll back and listen to that. That one is a huge episode that you guys really, really liked, very downloaded. So I think you guys really like getting vocal warm-ups. So I'm going to just provide a resource. And I'll let you know when I do release that, but I'm going to record myself going through vocal warm-ups and you can just follow along. It'll be a follow along vocal warm-up in about 5 minutes that you can complete it in, and you'll just sing along with me. And that way you can do that before you start singing, before you go for an audition, before you start practicing a song, right? Before you come to my workshop, right? You can just do it at any point in time. And so I really want to provide that resource for you. So look out for that. By the time this episode comes out on the podcast, it'll definitely be available. So just go to the show notes, okay? Or go to my Instagram. But yeah, I want to provide that resource for you guys. And again, the takeaway here is to get to know your voice, right? Start doing vocal warm-ups. That's going to help you a lot to kind of get a sense of how does my voice sound? How's my voice feeling today? How's my voice doing today? Start to understand matching pitch. If you have trouble with matching pitch, start playing songs that you are very familiar with and singing along with it, and even record yourself singing along with it and listen back to the recording and see, okay, where am I sounding different than how this singer is sounding, right? Not in like style, but like in the tone of the sound of the notes that you're singing, because that's going to really help you in like, okay, am I matching pitch, right? So you want to match pitch. These are just basics of singing that you really want to have a good handle on in order to feel very confident in your singing and in your voice, right? And so just start with warm-ups. That's a great way to start. I'm going to release the free vocal warm-ups for you guys as soon as possible. So keep an eye out on my Instagram, and definitely will be available for this podcast episode as well. I'm so excited. I'm just going to do a quick little warm-up with you guys while I'm here, because I'm about to do a vocal practice for myself. In a little bit, I need to practice some songs that I'm working on for auditions coming up. So yay, let's get warmed up a little bit. I'm just going to do a lip trill real quick, and then it will be done. So practice alongside me. We're just doing lip trills, so it's not so much vocalization really. But it is a good way to at least start to, use your voice a little bit. All right. So I'm going to start on C. Oh, definitely need a nice breath so that you can have that consistent airflow through your lips when you're doing the lip trill, unlike what I just did. Okay. So I'm just going la, 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 but on a lip trill. So nice and relaxed jaw, something I struggle with a lot. Make sure that your jaw is nice and relaxed. Oh, right? And make sure you take a nice deep breath. Not lifting your shoulders, but instead breathing and allowing your stomach to expand. You can't see my stomach, but it is expanding. Okay, here we go. Just like that. All right. Last one. And it's just like that. Ticklish, right? And I'm just thinking about how this is going to live in perpetuity on my Instagram. So you're welcome. Getting to see me and my lip trills. You're very welcome. But yeah. And I would just keep going up from there, and then I would descend. So I would go up half steps from there, just keep going up, to where it feels comfortable. Maybe a little bit of a stretch, but doesn't need to be too much of a stretch. And then it's a warm up, so you don't want to, press. You don't want to press ever, actually. And then you just descend back down. And yeah, that's like a great start for a warm up. It's not even getting into like technique exercises. You're really just like getting your voice warm, getting blood flow flowing to your vocal muscles, to your vocal folds. And yeah, it's a great way to start some voice warm-ups. And I just really want to encourage you, like, get to know your voice. Okay, you want to build confidence as a singer? Start getting to know your voice. Start listening to yourself when you sing, and start doing vocal warm-ups. It's really going to help you a lot. And I can't wait to see you at the live singing workshop, the virtual singing workshop coming up very soon. Please fill out the interest form in my bio and in the show notes, or drop a heart, drop a comment, or DM me, and I will send it to you myself. I would love to see you there, and I'm so excited. Okay, have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the performing arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.